You know those content creators that get married and 6 months later they're already giving everybody relationship advice? That's what I feel like right now. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience as a first-time mom in the UK. When I first came to this country, I was so terrified about being a mom in this country, motherhood in general. And then I lost my mom. Honestly, that period terrified me so much. This is honestly an NHS appreciation post. I was very, very impressed with the care that I received. I'm very, very grateful for the entire experience. Now, I know that people have all sorts of different experiences with the NHS, so this is not in any way to dismiss anybody's negative experience. I'm just talking about the experience I had regarding this pregnancy. From the classes, there were these classes that they organized, the trust where I live, they organize these classes for first-time moms, pregnancy, birth and beyond, PBB class. This is something that, if you're a first-time mom, is worth asking your midwife if they offer these classes. These classes helped me because, they just covered everything they believe that as a first-time mom you should know. So from the PBB classes to the scans, I had an increased number of scans because I had a huge fibroid, and that used to, it would confuse when it was time to be measuring, the cervical heights, like measuring my bump. So I had more scans just to monitor the growth of my baby. So the PBB, those classes, the scans I saw an obstetrician because of the fibroid. Then I had a cesarean section. The care that I received in the hospital, coming home, a midwife would come home, to check on the baby. They came a couple of days after I delivered, came to check on the wound, took out the wound dressing. I must really commend the healthcare system. So the first one was the NHS. The second thing is friends and family. So I moved to this new city. I live in a new city from where I've been living since I came to this country. I moved here last year. And then in addition to losing my mom, I was like a little bit, this is a new place and then I'm confused and all of that, but I was really supported. Apart from my family, my husband, my in-laws, my siblings, apart from my own family, I had some friends. A significant number of my community in this new city is from church. So allow me to plug my church. My church members, the women leader, the pastor's wife, those kind of things, they really came through, honestly. Like the women leader came to beat the baby before my mother-in-law came. They were bringing food, people were just coming to greet you. I think that goes a long way. It just reminds me of the kind of care that we receive in Nigeria when somebody gives birth. People come to visit, they come with gifts for baby, and people bring food so that you don't even have to think about cooking, for the first 2 weeks that you delivered. So that really, really went a long way. Honestly, I cannot even talk about my experience. My experience as a first time mom without mentioning that. And then my mother-in-law, honestly, gift from heaven. She really, everything, when she was leaving, she stayed for quite some time. And when she was leaving, it's as if we would cry, all of us, because her being around really helped me. I was so confused. I didn't know, my beginning, my left from my right, but she taught me a lot of things, and having her around was the biggest blessing that I received. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I also want to talk about is social media. I know that people are like, oh, don't be doom scrolling, and I get that. Social media is a double-edged sword. I get that. But I learned a lot from social media. In fact, there are channels that are dedicated to this kind of things, new motherhood and things like that, having a newborn, from, is it colic that my baby is having, a bit gasping, or how to burp my baby so my baby will belch, different things, the things that I learned on Instagram and TikTok. I learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from social media. People coming with different recommendations. This one did not work for me. Don't get me wrong, there is a negative side to this, where one needs to be careful so that you're not taking medical information from random people on the internet. But it just felt like this community, this virtual community, because somebody can make a post here and in the comments, you just be reading the comments and you'll be seeing maybe something that you could be, some fears that you're having, and you're like, other mothers are like, oh, I'm having this too, oh, I'm having this, it's pretty normal, and it just really helps. Like I said, please, don't go and be taking random people's opinions for medical. If you have medical concerns, seek medical information, please go and see a doctor. I'm just talking about random little concerns that you might have, or questions, little things that because like I said, this was my first time. I did not know much about it, so things that can just help you to know what you're doing, if you get what I mean. And finally, what I want to talk about as being like the main point of my experience as a first time mom, this should have been the first, to be honest, is my faith and prayer, praying to God, having a relationship with God really helped. I'm not going to lie. When I lost my mom earlier this year, I really, affected my faith, to be honest. But I had to try to work on that. I had to try my best to pray and work on my relationship with God, and that really helped. It really gave me less of anxiety, because I'm not going to lie. Initially, when my baby first came, and also because I just lost my mom, I had an overwhelming amount of fear. I was so afraid, because I felt, oh my God, my baby's so small. I'm so afraid, like, oh my God, I hope nothing, she gets, and if she coughs or if she cries, you're thinking, Jesus, is this a problem? Is this an emergency? And having a relationship with God just helped me to calm the fear down. It's God that took care of her when she was in my womb. All the 9 months, almost 10 months, to be honest. That she was in my womb. It's God that kept her, and it is God that will keep her now that she's outside. So, reading the word and praying really helped with my fear and anxiety. To be honest with you, that is the summary of what my experience has been like as a first time mom. If you have anything that you'd like to add, please do so in the comment section. And if you're about to navigate this phase, or you're navigating this phase, please do not be afraid. I was really, really afraid, and I'm really glad that I can sit down here 6 months down the line and make this video. So I really do wish you all the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.